PewDiePie, John Wick, and Rosa Parks are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is October 24th, 2022. It is the 297th day of the year. There are 60 days left in 2022. It's the 43rd Monday in the 43rd week and the 33rd day of fall. You got 58 days until winter. If today's your birthday, you are a Scorpio. We got a new one. Today is a United Nations Day. United Nations recognizes the founding of the United Nations, or the UN, in 1945. The celebration is observed annually on October 24th. UN Day has traditionally been marked throughout the world by meetings, discussions, and exhibits about the achievements and the goals of the organization. Today, the United Nations consists of 193 member states and 2 observer states. The mission of the United Nations is to maintain international peace and security. All right, let's see what else October 24th has given us. 1861, the first transcontinental telegraph line across the United States is completed. 1900, the U.S. government announces plans to buy Danish West Indies for $7 million. 1931, the George Washington Bridge opens to public traffic over the Hudson River. 1945, the United Nations Charter comes into effect. 1954, President Eisenhower pledges the United States support to South Vietnam. 2002, police arrest spree killers John Allen Muhammad and Lee Boyd Malvo, ending the Beltway sniper attacks in the area around Washington, D.C. These two idiots terrorized the Washington, D.C. area for a couple weeks. 2005, Hurricane Wilma makes landfall in Florida, resulting in 35 direct and 26 indirect fatalities and causing $2.6 billion in damages. 2008, Bloody Friday. This day saw many of the world's stock exchanges experience the worst decline in their history. The drops were around 10% in most incidents. Movies released on October 24th, 2014, John Wick. A former assassin comes out of retirement to seek revenge on men who killed his dog. The film is the first in the John Wick series. They're pretty good. It stars Keanu Reeves as John Wick, William Dafoe's been in it, John Leguizamo, Ian McShane, Bridget Moynihan, Dean Winters, Alfie Allen. A lot of good people in these movies. So everyone knows who John Wick is in this movies, right? And so these guys end up stealing his car and killing his dog. Well, one of the guys is connected with the local crime gang or whatever, mafia, and they call one of the head guys and go, hey, your nephew stole a car and killed a dog. And the guy's all like, so what? And he goes, well, it's whose dog and whose car it is. And you don't know much about John Wick at the time. You just know that the guy on the phone is talking to like a mafia boss. And finally, the other guy goes, well, it's John Wick's car and John Wick's dog. And you just see the mafia guy, like all the blood goes from his face. He's all, oh. It's a pretty good action movie. If you ever get a chance to watch it, watch it. Born on October 24th, 1989, PewDiePie. Since the audience for this channel is a little bit older, you might not know who PewDiePie is, but I'm going to tell you why he's our deep dive today. PewDiePie was born Felix Kjellberg. He is a YouTube celebrity whose comedy and video game commentary channel has earned 111 million subscribers. I'm considered to be doing pretty good by having almost 1 million subscribers on my big channel in under 5 years. This guy has 111 million. Sure, he's been going at it over a decade, but still. He was voted the most popular gaming web star in 2014 at the Teen Choice Awards. In 2016, he was included in Time Magazine's list of the world's 100 most influential people. And this is why he's the deep dive. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be listening to this video right now. You'd be doing something else. At the time, in about 2015, I didn't know that you could make money off YouTube. I didn't know it was a business. I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was just a place you posted cat videos. And I read an article that said on the cover of the magazine, YouTuber makes $14 million in 1 year. I was like, what? And so I read the article, and it was about him. I've never met PewDiePie, but he seems like a genuinely nice person. He's had a few controversies over time, but he seems like a genuinely nice person. When I first started doing YouTube, I knew nothing about it, and I just knew that PewDiePie did games and commentary and all that, so I started doing that, and it went nowhere. Then I started vlogging, that went nowhere, and then I made a list one day, and here I am. But PewDiePie, or Felix, is his real name, he's moved around a lot, and he always says it's because he wants to try different countries and stuff. He was in Italy, he was in the UK, he's from Sweden or something. Then right now, I think he's living in Japan, and he says he just wants to try different places. I think it's because the people on the internet find out where he lives and they won't leave him alone. I watched one video where he had gone to Los Angeles for a couple days. He'd only been there like 2 days. He was renting an Airbnb. He happened to film himself out in front of the front door of the place, and he was very careful not to show any of the buildings around him. He just was like out in front of the front door. Within a couple hours, people figured out where he was living and came to his house or his Airbnb. So I think that's why he moves around to different countries. But I could be totally wrong. There's these websites that always they tell you what a YouTuber's net worth is, and they're usually way off, but they kind of give you an idea. I've seen a couple about me and they're way off, but most of them say that PewDiePie's net worth is around $70 million. That's not bad for a guy with a camera, a computer, and says funny things about video games. Died on October 24th, 2005, we lost Rosa Parks. Now, a lot of you are saying, why did we just do PewDiePie as the deep dive when Rosa Parks is much more important? Well, in past years, we've done a deep dive about her not going to the back of the bus, and we did one other deep dive about her. So we've done a couple, so she gets a pass this year. One interesting thing I did find out, now, I probably told you about how she moved to Detroit after the whole Montgomery bus boycott thing. There was a reason for it. After all, everything simmered down with the whole not getting to the back of bus and all the civil rights stuff. She couldn't find work. Either could her husband. They were like blackballed from working anywhere in their hometown. So they had to move, and they moved to Detroit. Interesting fact about her, though, I will tell you that I may have mentioned it before. The owner of Little Caesars Pizza found out in the 1980s that she was living in a horrible apartment. She was retired and elderly, and she was not making ends meet, and the apartment she was in was just horrible. He got her a really nice apartment in downtown Detroit, which Detroit sucks, but downtown is somewhat clean. It's usually the outskirts of downtown that are really horrible. But he got her a nice apartment in downtown Detroit and paid her rent till the day she died. So it was like from 1983 to 2005. What I really like about that story, he never publicized it. He never told anyone. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.